Hi, everybody. It's 9 o'clock. Here is your hourly update on Tropical Storm Beryl, soon to become Hurricane Beryl. And in the nearshore waters, well, on the beach outward, it's a hurricane warning for the waters of the Gulf of Mexico off the coast of Galveston Island. For the island itself, it's a hurricane watch. We're going to be close to hurricane conditions on the island and inland in Galveston County. You are under a tropical storm warning. We expect tropical storm force winds and conditions here late tonight into tomorrow as the storm come in. And as I've been looking at this, it's relatively calm in Galveston. You can see the palm trees are blowing with a pretty good east breeze at about 15 to 20. It's sustained. Off in the distance, there's some lightning and thunder. And look, the wind is picking up here. There's an outer band not too far away, not too far to your south. Let's just wait for a moment, see if we can see another flash of lightning. Well, we'll see it on radar, but that's about to come in. And so here within the next hour or so, you're going to get a band come in, and that's going to pick up the winds and the seas. Sustained winds at 21 miles an hour in Galveston right now. Palacios sustained winds at 18. They're stronger over Matagorda Bay, and a little further to the south is the actual storm. So here are the hurricane watches and warnings. Tropical storm warnings inland, all the way north of Huntsville, as the storm is expected to bring tropical storm force winds all the way to Huntsville and northward. And then hurricane warnings for our south and west counties. This is where we're going to see hurricane force winds, Matagorda County, Brazoria County, Wharton County, and I think likely western Fort Bend County as well. You may see hurricane force winds, at least gusts, as we head through the morning hours as the storm makes landfall near Matagorda Bay. For the coastal impacts between midnight and 12 p.m., those are most likely. Surge and winds. So we're going to see several feet of storm surge on the immediate coast. 5 to 7 feet is possible with waves on top of that. So you need to get to high ground, away from the immediate coast, away from water. You need to get inland and get on high ground, because we will see near the coast that sea level rise perhaps as much as 5 to 7 feet with the waves on top of it. Okay, here we go. Storm surge potential, and this is just updated. 4 to 6 feet possible surge. That's the rise in the sea level on the upper Texas coast, Bolivar Peninsula, Galveston, and Galveston Bay. With that wind coming across the bay from east to west, the west side of the bay, you're going to see that sea level rise. And then 4 to 7 foot to rise in the sea level from Brazos Port down to Port Lavaca and Matagorda Bay. And so you can see where you've got possible inundation in low-lying areas as far in as about a quarter or a third of the county. For the inland, the worst of it, 2 a.m. to 2 p.m., as it's going to take 12 hours for that storm to move up and across southeast Texas. Impact inland flooding from heavy rain and tropical storm, and in some cases hurricane force gusts. Charge your devices and stay home. That's the big thing. Stay home. No need to get out in this tomorrow. Stay home, stay put. Everybody knows what's going on. You don't have to go anywhere. Let it move through. It's 12 hours of hanging out at the house, and then things will improve late tomorrow afternoon and evening. There's the circulation, tropical storm, Beryl, and there's that rain band. That's that lightning you can see from Galveston just down the coast from you. Lightning and thunder here. Brazos Port, you're just getting in on some rain now. So Clute, Lake Jackson, not far from Angleton, not far from Bay City. There's Palacios getting in on some pretty good wind and rain there as well. And a few scattered showers up into the Houston area as well. So this is one of the main now outer bands coming in and affecting Brazoria County and Matagorda County. That's your hurricane warning. This is your hurricane watch. Winds at 70 as of 7 o'clock in the storm, so it's still a strong tropical storm. Winds have to get to 74 miles an hour and above to become a hurricane. That's likely when we see the 10 o'clock update. As of 7 o'clock, moving north-northwest at 12 miles an hour, so moving almost due north. And we've only got a few hours to go now before it makes landfall around 2 or 3 a.m. So it's looking like we've got a pretty good track where it's going to make landfall right there in Matagorda County as a Cat 1. Winds at 85, a strong Cat 1. And an increasing in strength Cat 1. So it will be intensifying as it reaches the coast, and it's going to lose its warm sea surface temperature, its energy source. But because it's undergoing a strengthening phase, it's going to carry that wind well inland. So it's still a 60-mile-an-hour tropical storm by 1 o'clock in the afternoon as it's racing into the northern county. So Huntsville, Beat Eyes, Navasota, Montgomery County, Conroe, Magnolia, even Northwest Harris County, Tomball, folks in Waller County, Hempstead, could easily see a gust to 70 miles an hour or above early tomorrow afternoon as that storm comes through. So this is a swath of significant power outage threat right across our western and even into central Harris County, where we may see winds gust to hurricane force. Okay, here's your wind field forecast. You can see how that hurricane winds may be gusting Sugar Land to Katy by about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and then in the afternoon, it's going to move on through. But those winds will have a significant swath of hurricane force winds near the coast. Let me back that up. Let's take a closer look at that, because this is where our power outage threat is going to be greatest. So here we are going into landfall. That's 1:30 in the morning. We go in and we're making landfall here 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. So 74-mile-an-hour sustained winds or more. Bay City down to coastal Matagorda Bay, Matagorda County, and a little bit of Brazoria County right there. These are your stronger tropical storm force winds in orange, 65 to 73 possible. So that's getting close to Angleton, El Campo, not too far from Richmond-Rosenberg as we get into 3 a.m. this morning. Then we continue on and look at how that moves inland. And here we are going into, that's interesting. That's by 9 a.m. Forecast, we could still see a little core of hurricane force winds. Katy to about Sealy, maybe just a little east of Sealy, but the Katy area. So that's a significant power outage threat really anywhere in the orange here. Sugar Land, the Memorial area, Tomball, Cypress, Copperfield, the Memorial Villages, that's the Beltway. So even between the Beltway and the west side of the 610 loop, we could see winds 65 to 73 miles an hour. Significant power outage threat. That's at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We continue on. And the winds do weaken, but still by 12:31, a chunk of winds that possibly could be blowing at 65 to 73 miles an hour across the west central portions of Montgomery County. So that's near the Woodlands, Magnolia out to Pinehurst, Lake Conroe area, very strong winds, especially across the open water of the lake. And then back into Grimes County, Navasota, Hempstead, that grazes you. Again, there's Tomball, northwest side of Spring Creek. So that's what we're looking at as far as the wind field in general forecast. More specifically, we can take a look at what the computers are putting out as far as individual wind gust numbers. So those were the general sustained winds. This is the gust forecast. These will come in the stronger squalls. So we go into midnight, 2 a.m. There it is making landfall, Matagorda County, east side of Matagorda Bay. By that time, gusts to 72 possible. Bay City, Angleton gusting to 55, Galveston gusts to 56 in the stronger rain bands. By the time we get to 5 a.m., in Harris County, gusts to 30, maybe 40. Coastal counties, gusts to 40, 50, 60. Near the center, gusts to 80, Bay City to Wharton. Sugar Land gusting to 50. Richmond-Rosenberg could see gusts to 60 and above by the time we get to 5 a.m. So you can see it is going to be our western counties, especially southwest counties, with the greatest wind threat. Sugar Land gusting to 71 by 8:30 in the morning. Columbus could have a gust out of the north to 74 on the backside. Wharton still gusting to 66. Tomball gust to 54. So significant power outage threat across the western, even west central counties, western portions of Harris County included in that as well. That's 8:30 in the morning. This is why we're saying just stay home. Everybody knows what's coming. Just stay home, stay out of this. By noon 30, still gusting to 60 in Tomball, gusting to 70 College Station. So this is moving quickly and taking a tremendous amount of wind energy with it. Gust to 54 in Huntsville by 12:30, and gusting still to 48 in Houston, possibly gust to 66. That will come in the rain bands, but you can see this is a significant wind threat across the entire area on Monday. As far as the rainfall, we could see anywhere from 6 to some spots getting 12 inches of rain. So yes, we're going to see bayous come up. We're going to see street ponding all over the place on Monday. Again, another reason to just stay home. And we'll have to monitor bayous very carefully. It's a significant flash flooding threat as well. East side, Liberty, Chambers County, Livingston, 4 to 6 inches possible. And there could be even some heavier totals on the east side as well. We monitor the bayous. We're starting with the bayous down to the bottom of their channels. That's good. We did have some pretty heavy thunderstorms in spots yesterday. That's not good. It saturated the ground across the I-10 corridor. So we'll be monitoring these bayous, and these little spots that we monitor will become orange as we see the bayous rising, and then red if we expect flooding is occurring on those spots, and we can zoom in and watch the neighborhoods. We'll keep you posted on the flood threat with the flood gauges. There is a tornado risk as well. As these rain bands come in, you've got all this twist to the atmosphere. And so I expect we're going to see several tornado warnings. These tornadoes usually come and go very quickly with very little warning. If you find yourselves with rain and thunderstorm over your house Anytime this evening or overnight tonight, there's a tornado risk. You wanted to stay inside, interior room. You know, the last time we went through one of these big ones with Ike, I had little kids, my wife at home. We just moved a mattress into an interior hallway and they just spent the night in there. Just as much frame of the house around you as possible. That's the way to stay as safe as you can at home. And you don't want to be out on the roads during this. Stay at home. It's the safest place for you to be, but interior room, interior closet, interior hallway of your home or business is the place to be. Flood watch is in effect, clearly with that rain threat on us. That'll be through Tuesday morning, but I think the worst of it is going to be all day tomorrow. And then actually by tomorrow evening, I expect things will be improving quite a bit. Weather impact alert days clearly right now through Monday. Weather improves rapidly next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're going to see the rain chances exit and get a chance to dry out. That's where we stand right now. It's 9:13. We've got a live update on an expanded version of KHOU 11 News at 10. We're going to go for an hour. We're going to have multiple weather hits. Pat's going to join me. We'll look at all aspects of the storm. When we see you on the TV side live at 10 o'clock, we'll see you then.